Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here this afternoon with Jeep and Brandy, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is Jeep's ability to understand and respond to her formal on-leash obedience commands, the correction and the motivation that we give the puppies when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Brandy is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and she keeps the bulk of the leash folded neatly in her right hand. That leaves her left hand free to give any correction that's needed, and the only correction that we give is a gentle tug and release on the training collar, and that is a reminder to the dog that whatever you're doing we're not liking and you know better. So it's a very gentle tug and release on the training collar, and you're going to be introduced to that training equipment during your follow-up training session. Now, Jeep is sitting very nicely at Brandy's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done. And the first exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is heeling. Heeling is proper leash walking, and the command is Jeep heel. Now, Jeep's job at this point is to walk nicely next to Brandy's left leg, not forging ahead or lagging behind, but walking at Brandy's pace, keeping pace with her trainer, and each time that Brandy stops her feet, so when you're walking with her and you stop, she's going to sit automatically, whether it's to cross traffic or talk to a neighbor. Her job when you stop your feet is to sit nicely like a lady, look up at you, and wait for her next command, and that's exactly what she's doing. It couldn't be any prettier. So she has turned out to be a superstar when it comes to her obedience commands. And we're going to be giving you all the tools that you need to keep everything going nicely at home. Brandy talks to her as they're heeling to keep her focused. And then when she stops, Jeep sits. Now the next command that we're going to demonstrate for you is the sit stay. The stay is a hand and a voice command, and because it is a stationary exercise, you do not use her name. The long sit stay when you're practicing at home is for about 30 seconds, and you're going to work up about 5 seconds a day to 3 minutes. Practice indoors as well as outdoors. This helps to develop self-control and maturity. When Brandy returns back to her, she walks around her, back to her shoulders, she stops at her shoulders, and then she gives her another command. She's doing a great job. Nice automatic sit, another stay. Brandy walks out to the end of her leash. She turns to face her. And this time, instead of returning back to her, Brandy's going to demonstrate the come on command. You use her name in a happy voice, and she's been taught to come and sit facing your knees. And then she returns to heel and back sitting. So if you notice, all of our exercises are designed to help to develop self-control, focus, and maturity. And those things are very important when you're raising a puppy, and that she's having fun doing it. And you can see her tail is up, she's happy, she's focused on Brandy, she feels like they're a team. So we want the dogs to have a good time learning their commands as well. Gotta love those ears. Brandy's gonna call her again. She reels her right in on that leash and has her sit. And then goes back to heel and back sitting. Very good girl. Now the next commands that we're gonna be demonstrating for you are your series of down commands. So the first down command that we're going to be teaching you is the down from a heel position. So with the dog seated at your left, you take your left open palm, push it straight down toward the ground, and give the one-word command to down and stay. Your long down stay. Practice this right in your living room. You don't have to go out in this cold to practice. We do it so we have a bigger area. Brandy returns back to her. Again, she walks all the way around her. Now, she should have maintained that down, so Brandy will put her back into a sit, back into a down, give her the stay, and make her complete the exercise the way it was taught. And she stops at her shoulders, and she held the down that time, so she gets praised for a good job. She just thinks she's something, doesn't she? Look at her prancing along. Now she has to be seated before you put her into a down, and you saw that little correction that Brandy gave. Now when you get comfortable with all of your commands, work with your video in the beginning. You're going to be able to mix your commands up and have fun with them, lengthen out your time and your distance, but this time Brandy's going to call her out of that down. She praises her, you see the tail wagging. Good job. And the very last command that we're going to demonstrate for you is the down from a heel position. The cold is eating the battery out of the camera, so we're going to get her up here and demonstrate her down from a distance. So you're going to leave her in the sit stay. You're going to turn to face her. You don't have to go all the way to the end of your leash just yet. You will do that as you practice. Now she was on her way down. I don't know what happened, but she didn't go down. Just heel her out of it, Brandy, and start again with it. Now she's being a little bit of a hardhead now, and I know she knows this, but you can't give up. And I'm not glad she's doing this on the video, but I'm glad you're seeing what to do when she does this, because she will do this. And she knows, she just did this down from a distance perfectly before I turned the camera on. So when she digs her heels in and doesn't do a command the way it was taught, you cannot throw the leash down and walk away and say, well, she's not doing it. You have to be persistent, or she's beat you, and you might as well just give up then. So please don't give up if she's not doing it correctly. She did a near perfect video till that down from a distance. She is a great girl. You made a great pick. We're so glad that you're a member of the Nora's family, and we want to thank you for choosing us for your dog training needs, and we will see you very soon.